So I don't know what our problem is, but me and this lady right here, the one that's being nasty and eating my phone charger, we have slept basically the entire weekend. Kinsley, have you slept like the entire weekend?
Run!
Yes, I don't know if it's because it's getting colder outside and darker, so if it's like the season changing, but yeah, we've slept a lot and she's throwing a fit now. But anyways, we just recently did a day in the life video, so I thought that I would talk about when I first became a mom and got pregnant with this guy at 18. So yeah, we'll talk about that. So I was 18 when I got pregnant with him and 18 when I had him. And it's kind of funny because my mom actually knew that I was pregnant before I did. Like, I had a feeling, but I was kind of just like, you know, whatever. Like, no, that totally would not happen to me, but it did. And I was. How I found out is I was in the bathtub and I was talking to my mom and I was like describing to her like some like weird changes I was having with my body. Like I was telling her about how like my boobs hurt and stuff, and she's like, stay in the bath and don't move until I get home. So I'm like, okay, like what the heck. Anyway, so she comes home and she comes in the bathroom and just drops a pregnancy test on the counter. And she's like, okay, take this when you get out. So I did. I'm like, okay, well, that was like a waste of money, you know, because it's gonna be negative, so whatever. So I took it. And I look at it and I see a little plus sign and I'm like, is this positive? And I just start bawling. Like, I didn't know what to do. And she's like, yeah, it's positive. And I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Like, you know, it was probably wrong. So let's go get another one. So we went to the store and got 2 more tests. And same thing. All positive. So after my mom locking herself in her bathroom for like an hour and crying, she finally unlocks the door and I go in there and she just looks at me and says, okay, what are you gonna do? I was like, I want to keep it. And she's like, okay. So that was good that she was supportive. The only thing that she really said to me after that was, if you want to keep it and you do keep it, then you need to keep in mind that this is your baby and you will be the one raising it. Like, so she was just implying that, you know, she wasn't going to be one of those grandparents where I can just drop my kid off with her, leave him home to go party all the time and all that. And so yeah, she was supportive, which was really nice because I needed that because I was alone at the time. So fast forward a little bit. I found out on September 10th, 2011 that I was having a little boy, and I decided to name him Kason. And I actually got that name from the movie Girl Interrupted, with Angelina Jolie, where they're like in a mental institution. How fitting, right? The main character's name was Susanna Kason, and I was like, oh, that'd be a cute name for a boy. And I've always loved the name Oliver, so that's how I got Kason Oliver. But yeah, so I ended up getting induced with him at 40 weeks and 2 days. So 2 days after my due date. We went in for just a normal, like, exam, checkup thing. And we got the stress test done, and he ended up failing his stress test. So they were just going to do an ultrasound and send me home, but all the ultrasounds in the office were down, so they ended up just sending me to get induced since I was already overdue. And yeah, it was definitely a very traumatic birth experience, a lot different from my daughter's. My daughter's birth, everything went smoothly, but I was like terrified after my birth experience with him. Like, I was scared to have her because everything just seemed to go wrong with him. But it was worth it because I love him. So I went into the hospital, and they didn't start me on Pitocin right away because I was already contracting on my own, and I decided that I wanted to wait and see if they were strong enough to do anything. After waiting for a while, they weren't, so they decided to start Pitocin. And long story short, I didn't feel anything until they went and broke my water, and then I felt everything. He ended up having his first bowel movement inside of me, so that was scary. My epidural didn't work because he was sunny side up, so he was facing the wrong way. So yeah, I could feel everything for the 23.5 hours that I was in labor. And I pushed for 3.5 hours. But yeah, so he had his first bowel movement inside me, and then the Pitocin started to stress him out. Like, his heart rate almost flatlined, and they came running in and they were gonna do a C-section, and they were like preparing for it, and they said I would have one in 30 minutes. But they put me on an oxygen mask, and he started doing better, so I had to be on that for the rest of the time. But yeah, so it was scary. But yeah, so I went to the hospital at 11 in the morning on January 26, 2012, and he was born at 10:07 a.m. January 27th, 2012. He weighed 9 pounds and 1.2 ounces, and he was 22.5 inches long. So he was a big baby, and he was born sunny side up. But yeah, so that's the story of how I became a mom.